If you're like me, you have probably seen all of the social media discourse the past few weeks surrounding the new pop sensation Tate McRae, and you are probably wondering who is she, where did she come from, and why is she seemingly in everyone's faces all of a sudden. So far, she has been proclaimed as the new pop girl swooping in to come and save the day and pick up where the early 2000s pop stars such as Britney Spears and Christina Aguilera left off. But her sudden rise in massive online stands so early on understandably leaves people to question if she is yet again another industry plant or if her rise to stardom is organic. For those who may need a brief lesson on who exactly Tate McRae is, and yes, that is her real name, she has had a long journey to get to where she is at now. Tate was born on July 1st, 2003, born and raised in the Canadian city of Calgary, Alberta, and as a young child, she began her journey as a dancer. When Tate was 4 years old, her family moved to the country of Oman for 3 years where her father's job was relocated and where her mother worked as a dance teacher. While in Oman, Tate was a student at the American International School Muscat. When Tate and her family returned to Canada when she was 8 years old, she officially embarked on her dance career. She began training at the YYC Dance Project Company and later underwent ballet training at the School of Alberta Ballet. At the age of 10, she won Best Female Dancer in the mini category at the 2013 Dance Awards and later won the same award for the junior category in 2015 in New York. That same year, she earned a 2-week scholarship at the Berlin State Ballet Company. Tate gained national notoriety in 2016 when she joined the competition show So You Think You Can Dance in its 13th season. She eventually became the first Canadian finalist on the show as she landed 3rd place. Throughout 2016, Tate appeared on The Ellen DeGeneres Show, the Teen Choice Awards, as well as made an appearance on Justin Bieber's Purpose Tour to showcase her performance skills. In 2017, Tate began her YouTube series Create with Tate, where she showcased her musical talents as she performed her original song. From there, Tate was able to cultivate her impressive following of over 4 million subscribers and millions of views on her videos, as well as earning several certifications. One of her recordings included the song One Day, which attained almost 40 million views on YouTube and became her first gold certified single in Tate's career, which also caught the attention of several record labels. Tate eventually signed to RCA Records in August 2019 and released her debut EP, All the Things I Never Said, in January 2020. The EP's lead single, Tear Myself Apart, was written by Billie Eilish and Phineas O'Connell. A year later, in March 2021, Tate released her second EP, Too Young to Be Sad, which featured the lead single You Broke Me First, which became an international success and peaked at number 17 on the Billboard Hot 100, becoming Tate's first chart entry. The success of You Broke Me First initially occurred on the platform TikTok and eventually became the longest charting song released by a female artist in 2020, which helped propel the EP to cross 1 billion streams, which made it the most streamed female EP in 2021 on Spotify. And it was a song Tate performed on Jimmy Kimmel, The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon, and the 2020 MTV Europe Music Award. In 2021, Tate released the single Feel Like Ish, which was the lead singer for her debut album I Used to Think I Could Fly, later released in May 2022, peaking at number 13 on the Billboard 200. Fast forward to fall 2023, Tate released the first single titled Greedy from her forthcoming sophomore album Think Later. Greedy achieved initial success on TikTok by way of the Tube Girl trend on the app, which used a snippet of the song, and the track quickly gained momentum as it became her first top 10 hit on the Billboard charts and global Spotify charts. Her recent performances on SNL and the Billboard Music Awards, along with the tour already announced for next year, have pushed Tate to a wider audiences as people are praising her incredible dance and performance skills and regarding her to be the next savior of the pop genre. Which, to those who are completely unfamiliar with Tate's backstory and are just recently learning she even existed, could sound as a stretch. When asked by Office magazine when did she realize she could also sing, Tate said, quote, "Honestly, I've never thought of myself as a vocalist. I think I was really like an emotional kid. I had a lot of feelings, but as a dancer you're told to shut up, and that's how you live your life. You shut your mouth and you dance. And I think there's something about that that's very wrong. Obviously, there's so much I want for dancers, but the biggest thing for me, aside from dancing, was writing. I dance for however many hours a day, and then I go home to my keyboard and write poetry and short stories and songs. That was my only way to express myself, communicating to people. So during middle school, I go through troubles with friends and relationships, and I always just go to my piano and process it through my own vocals. That was the only way I could get a perspective on things, if I wrote about them. I call myself more of a songwriter than a vocalist because I feel like the songwriting is more the passion and the catharsis," unquote. When her SNL performance was trending online, I saw this one tweet that said, "She checks all the boxes, but there's something missing, at least for me. A magnetism, a star quality, something, I don't know. She's talented though." In response to this user, the renowned choreographer Sean Bankhead, who choreographed the video for Tate's second single, Exes, responded by saying, "Can y'all give these girls like 5 or 6 performances before y'all start doing all this? Y'all want to see performances again, right? What bar are y'all setting for debut SNL performances at the start of your career? A lot of these girls are putting in effort." In response to the original tweet from Denver Sean, I saw these tweets that said, "She is talented, but she gives me sickening background dancer who could actually sing. because I love a few of her songs, but I agree something is missing with her. And there's another person that said, part of the reason why she blew up and she's liked by so many is because she's just a normal girl. Amazing writer though, like she writes all of her songs. I saw other comments that said Tate is very much AI generated pop star, or like one Redditor said that she's kind of like what a sitcom thinks a pop star is. I would say I align with the users aforementioned because it seems like Tate has been crafted to be this generation's Britney Spears, but something is just missing. Even with people saying she's the next big pop star or that we have not seen anyone like her since X, Y, or Z, it makes it seem like the industry is forcing Tate down everyone's algorithm to make her seem like the savior of the pop genre, visually and sonically. I will say that I enjoy Tate's lyricism far better than her vocals, as I feel her voice leaves a lot to be desired, so I will admit that her songwriting skills are incredible, and obviously her dancing goes without saying. But even with her massive streaming numbers and millions of views on YouTube, her hype on social media does not match the level of acclaim and potential that the stands in the industry are claiming that she has. Even with her most recent interview with the publication Allure, they titled their video of her as Tate McRae breaks down her most iconic music videos, which I hope we could all agree that the word iconic has been grossly misused and has sadly lost its meaning. Though I am sure Tate has pretty visually appealing videos, using the word iconic screams PR insanity and insinuates that her videos have had some cultural significance within the musical landscape. I saw another tweet that said, Tate McRae is bringing back the era of pop girls who could sing and dance, and I'm so here for it. In which someone else posted an indirect response by highlighting the female black pop stars who also sing and dance, in which he said, Black girls been saving pop music for a minute. If they're not pop, why all the white girls trying to act like them? Tate McRae and her spray tan ain't nothing special. Don't piss me off today. Additionally, I saw one comment I read that said, the hate for Tate McSlay on Twitter this past week is so uncalled for. Because people are noticing how good of a dancer she is and how she mentioned she idolizes Britney and Christina, suddenly she's being blamed for the recent flops of Normani, Chloe, and Tinashe, and other black female artists who are also good dancers, as if those artists haven't been compared to Beyonce and other legends despite not having a fraction of Beyonce's success, which is also the case with Tate when compared to Britney and Christina. People are hating on Tate for no reason other than the fact that her songs didn't flop. But if they had flopped, y'all would be complaining about how she's so underrated and overlooked. The comparison to Beyonce here was obviously a setup for more hate. The last paragraph about the Beyonce comparison is referencing another tweet that compared Tate's 50 million monthly listeners to Beyonce's 46.9 million monthly listeners on Spotify, which I thought was just bizarre. I don't think people are hating on Tate for her songs not flopping, but certain sections of Twitter are simply not impressed with Tate and feel that there are people that are acting as if Tate is bringing back singing and dancing when we literally have artists such as Tinashe, Normani, and Victoria Monet doing the exact same thing, who are not receiving that same level of praise online. In a Billboard discussion article, a group of Billboard staffers discussed the trajectory of Tate's song Greedy and why that song has catapulted her to superstardom. Rania Anifto said, quote, we're still in this interesting time in music in which Gen Z is super nostalgic. They wish they got to experience the height of the Y2K pop star era with Britney Spears, Christina Aguilera, Jessica Simpson, etc. So when Tate came out with Greedy and it's sassy and flirty and feels fresh out of 2002, it's exactly what her demographic has been looking for, unquote. Another interesting theory from Andrew Untenberger is that, quote, may not be the biggest factor, but I think Greedy is one of the few singles to benefit from the relative absence of Ariana Grande in the pop landscape. Grande was such a mighty top 40 fixture from 2018 to early 2021 that these past couple years without her doing much has left an unoccupied lane on radio and in the culture when it comes to flirty, quippy, swaggery pop and B, one that McRae was more than ready to swerve into here, unquote. Another more realistic theory is simply her label's effective promotional strategy and using TikTok to its fullest advantages by being proactive with certain trends, by using snippets of songs that I feel Tate helped pioneer, by changing the landscape of how people consume music and how users dictate what songs reach the top of the chart. All in all, I actually like Tate's music, but Britney Spears and Christina Aguilera, she is not. Nor is she leading the charge for pop girls who could sing and dance. And I mean that in the nicest way possible. At age 20, she has already accomplished so much, and I believe she will continue developing as time progresses. But for now, it is best to let the music speak for itself and allow the general public to determine if she is indeed our next pop queen. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and turn on your notification bell, and I'll see you next time.